we did a front shoulder, and you could see where the muscle definition was. Like I said, it's just really kind of easy to do. So, of course, now this is tenderloin. I'm just going to cut it off right here because that's not going to make you much of a little steak. It'll just add some really good meat to the trimming pile. So you can see there's still one more little, oh, it's tender. One more this piece. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out just because. And I will save this part of it. And I'm going to grind that because I know what's going to happen. It's going to grind. And I got one more little sliver of it right up here. So I'm just going to go ahead and just cut it off about straight. So here's your back strap. This was the neck end. If you remember, I talked about cutting bigger because this is near the hips. So if you want to make steaks, so I will start with this end. Let's just cut it. Let's just say we cut it right about here. Now then, here's the way I like to do it. I'm going to figure out how wide I want my steaks. There's that silver skin. You do not want to eat it. So let's say my steaks are this wide. I'm going to cut through, but I don't want to cut through the silver skin. And I'm going to turn my knife. And I'm going to fillet that silver skin right off of there. Takes a little practice. Like I said, there's just a little piece right here. I'll go back and get that. This is way easier than trying to peel it off when it's still whole. And I've got me some 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch. And since I'm right here, I'm just going to go ahead and go all the way through. Take both pieces. Turn it in a knife, going sideways, and then I'll flip this around and go back. Had one little snafu, but I cut it off. Grind pile. So what I got is, so it was that easy to make me some nice little, oh, these are going to be tender. Like I said, she hung in there for a week. This one hung for a week. The other one hung in there for about 5 days. So you're saying, well, Todd, you said you like to smoke yours, and I do. So what I'll do then, I said I like to cut it in thirds. So now I'm going to cut it in half. So there's that part. So what I'll do now is, since I can't really do that, I'm going to slip this knife right under that silver skin. I'm going to hold down. I'm going to run my knife uphill. Uphill. Because, I mean, I don't want to waste any of this. I'm going to just, like I said, do what I can to get what I can off of it. Now that I'm cutting the wrong way, so I'll probably lop off a finger. It's getting pretty tough, so I'm not going to, because I'll need to get down into here. Well, that is some tender meat. So I'm going to keep going by pulling up on this. Keep my knife running uphill. Until I get down to the end. And this is the same way. I'm just going to come back in here. My knife is running uphill. I'm going to take that off. There's just a little bit more. This is the, I mean, this, with the exception of the inner loins, which is just right around the inside of the hips, this will be melt in your mouth. Good. So there's just a piece of good backstrap. Now then, this one is bigger. So it's going to take a little bit more of this type of stuff. Again, I'm holding it down. My knife's running uphill. Now my knife looks like it's sharp. It's not. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm pulling it up basically and holding the meat down. And my knife, you can see my knife, it's right under that silver skin. That's just pretty, Heck, I'm almost impressed with that. Doing the same thing. I'm holding the meat down, kind of pulling this up, taking that, and I got a little old piece of it right in here. Take it off. This will not fry up. This will not smoke out. It will not render down. You'll just have a tough piece of meat that you worked hard on, and you wanted to, you know, maybe somebody was coming over to have some or try it, or you just wanted to try it yourself. Now then, have I ruined this from cutting into steaks? No. Now I can just cut straight through. So that piece would still make steaks. So what I would probably recommend, like with this piece, since it's a small, if this was your normal thickness, let's go this big. Let's cut all the way through. Now we won't cut all the way through right here. We're going to cut down, and then I'm going to open that up. And I'm going to take my egg and milk and my flour, and I'm going to roll that in egg and milk and flour. Now I've got a lot bigger piece of meat than I started with as far as my steaks go. Oh, that would be good. That would be so good. But I'm going to smoke mine, so I'm going to lay that there and that there. These I will probably just go in and fry. So here's the silver skin. It's just how easy that was to take that off. And I mean, that's, like I said, I kind of surprised myself. So that just leaves us with some trimmings that I took off the deer around the neck and some things. If you take a look, let me get rid of some of this fat. You can see something's going on here. All right. I'm just going to take it right apart. You can see how I'm not cutting the meat. It doesn't matter if I do. But this is a muscle group. And I'm just going to keep right on going. Like I said, if I cut it where it's not supposed to be cut, I don't matter, because it's going into the grinder. Take that off. Take this off. Come down through there and take that off. Piece of meat. Good piece of meat. Now we're back to this. There's some things going on right here. There's going to be a fat layer under it. So sometimes you're just cutting for basically really no reason, because there won't be enough left, because the fat has layered itself in with the meat so much. But we're going to see what we can get. Now then, this is nasty stuff right there. This is also nasty. It won't be when I'm done, but right now it is. So now that I've kind of got that separated, I don't know if you know, I'm into 30 minutes on this or not. Fat, I don't know that, but I'm still taking care of my own deer, just like, you know, probably most of you guys do. I'm trying to keep it clean. There was a hair. See, I can just slap it on the old apron. That's still pretty good. This piece needs some work. And you've seen me spend probably a lot of time on some stuff. Maybe you guys probably wouldn't. That's just you. You can do what you want. I'm just trying to, I guess I've just always done it this way. So I have saved myself roasts and some things out of it, but for the most part, I'm going for grind. Here's just some more of that. So, you know, this was probably neck or flank. There is no right or wrong way to do it. I'm going to say this is probably flank. That's why there's like 3 layers of meat and fat there. But like I said, if you kind of, find it interesting, or I'm the world's worst deer processor, let me know what you guys think. Maybe you're saying, you know, maybe if I soaked it in water for 3 days, the meat would come off. I have no idea. I'd like to know. And I'll take this opportunity. Matt will put the thing up. Put it up there, Matt, will you? There. Like and subscribe. We really need everyone to subscribe. It would just really help if you did. It doesn't, I mean, we're not going to, I don't think it does anything for us, Matt, but just lets people know, just lets us know that people are watching and they like it. So if nothing else, if you're liking this type of series, let us know, because we're probably going to do an episode on canning deer meat. We're probably going to do one on, and I'll just go ahead and do the spoiler alert, your best award-winning chili recipe. We'd like to make a big old pot of chili one of these cold days. We'll tell everybody that it was your chili. We'd like to try it. We're not going to have a chili contest unless we get several of them that just sound pretty good, that we will. So like I said, we got a canning episode, chili making episode. We might even come back one evening over here and show you how to get suckers ready to eat, and maybe get the old spiral tater cutter out and show you how to make the world's best tasting fried tater there, man. I told you I'd sneak that in there. But so here's basically one half of that deer. I would say maybe 12 pounds. And I know you're going, well, that ain't very much. Well, they just don't break down very much. But I still got a whole front and a rear, another back strap, and a bunch of trimmings in the cooler there that I haven't done. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed DIY Deer Processing 101 Part 3. Please, I don't know how to do none of this, so I just have to tell Matt to put the links down there to go back and watch Part 1 and Part 2, which is Part 1 is basic skinning. Part 2 is just how to basically do a good quarter on your deer and take out the inner and the back straps. Part 3 was just basically how to debone your animal. You can still cut steaks out of it. You don't need a meat saw to cut round steaks out of a deer meat. You can still bone it out and cut them up like we did, or save your roasts. So Part 4, we're just kind of going to do a little basic grinding, how to stuff it in a little plastic sleeves and tape them. They'll last for 2 years in your freezer or better if you don't nick them. I've had meat that's come out of there, I don't know, it's been 2 seasons old, that I found in the bottom. You all know how it is. And they was just as good as they were when they was new. So thanks for tuning in to Part 3. Please, like I said, I know that gets hammered home on every video you see, but there's a reason for it. If you like what we're doing, just like these and subscribe. And like I said, go ahead and click on the notification. There's a bunch of guys on the Ozark Traditions TV team. They're all out doing something too. You don't want to miss any of it. There's duck hunting, deer hunting. We're going to go kill suckers. There's crappie. There's just all kinds of stuff that we do. You don't want to miss any of it, because there's just a bunch of good guys and we're just out having a good time. So I'm going to go ahead and bust down the other rear and front. You guys don't need to see it. You've already seen it. So like I said, you'll want to come back and look for episode number 4. So that being said, thanks everybody for tuning in tonight.
From all of us at Ozark Traditions TV, we thank you for watching. And remember, if you see us out in God's country, stop us. We'd like to meet you.